The faithful clapped and cheered that they'd lost a cardinal but gained a pope. The cathedral from where the once Archbishop of Buenos Aires spoke against the evils of unbridled capitalism and called fellow priests hypocrites for turning their backs on the humble was bursting with people and pride.
He is the best pope we could have right now. Obviously, God must be in Argentina.
He's loved because he's a humble man who could live in luxury but prefers an austere flat and takes the bus and metro to work, who visits the slums.
The social sensitivities and outreach of Pope Francis, or Francisco as he's called in Spanish, likely played a big role in his selection. It could help revert the exodus of tens of millions of Latin American Catholics who've defected to evangelical religions in the last 25 years.
This gives me the incentive to come back to the church and bring my son and daughter, my whole family. He brings a lot of hope for us in the Southern Hemisphere.
The naming of the first non-European pope in a millennium and the first from Latin America, the region with the largest number of Catholics, was probably long overdue. While well-wishers here were enthusiastic, their numbers were modest, a sign of the church's dwindling influence.
We needed somebody like him in Latin America, somebody who can unify us and can evangelize against the growth of other Christian churches, Santeria, the evangelicals.
The truth is that we hope he visits soon and that he does something about the violence we have here in Mexico. I'm very happy with him.
The new pope is as opposed as his predecessors to gay marriage, divorce, and contraception. Argentina's president, whom he's accused of polarizing society and limiting personal freedoms, says his rejection of abortion for rape victims is medieval and reminiscent of the Inquisition. Yet many see the first Jesuit pope as relatively progressive. The new pope is credited with having worked hard to help restore the tarnished image of Argentina's Catholic Church, which often turned a blind eye to gross human rights violations committed during the country's military dictatorship. But the pope, too, has been accused of having collaborated with those human rights violations, charges that he staunchly denies, hinting that they could be politically motivated. It's an issue that the Vatican seems convinced will be overshadowed by its new pope's dedication to seeing that man's needs are met here on earth as well as in heaven. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.